that shower head lip oil on.
Shower head lip oil is going on the lips. And y'all can see.
Here it goes.
It's already changing.
It's changing just like the stream of water is warming up.
I love that I said hypercolor shirts. That showed my age in that episode.
It did a little bit.
Hypercolor shirts. Always wore them to the beach.
You did?
Well, I just feel like they were something that you could buy at like a Wings.
Yeah, you're right.
Or something at the beach. Eagles, Wings.
Yeah, Eagles and Wings, both.
And Eagles have wings. So it makes sense.
See, you know beach things. Look at you.
I know enough. I know enough to know I don't want to go. I don't like it. I don't like it.
This is your new go-to.
Mm-hmm. My other one is in there. My 8-year-old one is still in there.
Oh, okay. Just in case.
My gloss is still in there. Well, it makes me feel at home when I have 8-year-old makeup on.
Gloss.
My 8-year-old makeup on. Okay, my one piece is doing
Okay, Miranda came in here with one piece of her hair curled. But it doesn't matter because she has on these headphones.
Yeah.
It's covering the rest of her head.
I just wanted the money piece. I wanted it to be able to look like I gave a rip, as you said. Sorry, y'all, Deandra. I got it.
Deandra, sorry.
Sorry. Deandra.
I don't give a rip.
Yeah, we knew Mama D's name.
Mama D, we did know that.
She's iconic.
Yeah.
Okay, what do hi.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to All That to Say podcast.
Well, you were influenced by the lip oil. I have been influenced by Miranda and Charlotte.
How?
I am wearing the leggings. I am wearing.
Oh, are these the Sunzels?
I'm wearing the top.
Oh my gosh, this is a full fit.
I fully was influenced by you.
Wow, I'm so glad to hear that. I sold a lot of leggings that night.
You did?
Whoa.
Well, because you look good in them. Wow, we have
Is
so
that
much to get into.
Is that what you're wanting to get into?
My brain is swirling. Let me start with this. Why am I wearing these clothes? Because I'm in a gym. I'm up in the gym working on my fitness.
Look at the pot calling the kettle black.
It's terrible. Okay, I have to just be honest. And I
Okay.
think more of us need to be honest about how we feel about working out.
Okay.
You can just go away. I'm talking to the podcasts, okay? Do not make that face.
I hated working out until I found HSM.
And now, are you really saying you love it? You love working out. Don't be that girl.
Well, I'm trying to find a good grape. Hold on.
Again, it's giving Kyle Richards.
Okay, but I love fruit. And I'm starving, and I brushed my teeth right before I came over, and I had planned on eating all this food in the car, and then the cold teeth and the grape didn't hit.
Yeah, that's
you
hard.
have a coffee.
That's really hard.
I would have used one of those to sustain me.
I should have gotten you.
Wow.
Sorry.
But
the time for me caring for you has passed.
I know. You're right. You're right. I've gotten better, and so she is no longer caring for me, and that's fair. That's fair, Kristen. I don't know. I think
You don't dread it.
I don't dread it anymore. And I will say, gosh, do I love working out? I love going. I love doing it. But if I miss it, if I miss the workout,
Yeah.
or if I know I can't go in person and I sign up for the Zoom, there are times that I do not do the Zoom.
Okay.
And that I think is the answer. Because if I was addicted to it and couldn't get enough, then I would never miss that Zoom. But because I don't have to,
Okay.
because I don't have to go in person, there are times that I go, oh, I'll get to the Zoom later, and I don't get to the Zoom later.
I want to be at a point where I don't dread working out.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been chatting with multiple women in my life about this, where it's like,
You have other people in your life?
there are other people in my life, and I'm really sorry about
Sorry,
that.
podcast. You heard it here. It's not y'all. It's other people.
But listen, take me to a dance floor.
Yes.
I'll dance for 12 hours straight.
On the dance floor.
Right?
On the dance
I won't eat. I won't
got
drink.
all I need.
I will just dance
Yeah, I know. See ya.
and burn all the
See ya.
calories. But I'm not doing that. No one's providing a dance floor for me.
But a dance floor for you is a workout. I mean, I see how low you get.
Yes.
You are grinding on it.
Grinding on that.
And that was Drunken Love.
Drunken Love.
Yep.
So we're already 2 songs deep.
Yep, but I already had a Drunken Love from last time because
that's
we
right.
did Grinding on It. I had to voice note Kelly Hurt. Because I tried to Google Grinding on Ya.
Yeah.
Beyonce.
And weird things came up.
Not Drunk in Love. And I guess if I kept singing it, I could have
Drunk
maybe.
in love.
And I love that song, but I couldn't think of it when I was trying to find it. I didn't want to bug you with it, so I voice noted Kelly Hurt. What's the song that goes, grinding on ya, swerving on ya, getting on ya,
surfboard, surfboard.
I couldn't even come up with that. And so she voice noted me back. She was like, it's Drunk in Love.
She was probably appalled.
I said, share this with no one. Tell no one I wrote you for this. And she was like, your secret's safe with me. Now I'm telling everybody, but whatever.
Everybody.
She's like the biggest Beyonce fan. So I think it pleased her.
Yeah, of course.
To be able to give
she's the wealth of knowledge
to answer a Beyonce question.
Yeah.
That's like when people write me royal stuff. I'm like, you've come to the right place.
That's right.
Oh, Kate. Anyway, we'll talk.
We'll get to that.
So you're sore. All that you say.
Yeah,
all that you say, Marge.
Marge, I am sore. Here's the deal. So we have a membership at Lifetime Fitness,
yes,
which is over off Providence.
It's in Waverly.
I'm not going all the way over there. I mean, I can barely drag myself to do anything that is fitness related. So
I thought Lifetime was close to your house.
No, if I'm having to get on 485, it ain't close.
Oh.
That's not close.
Okay.
No.
All right.
So Matt maintains his membership there so that we can always
go to the pool.
Join back in the summer.
Right.
Great. Now, he also has belonged to the Fitness Connection, which is right next to my kid's school.
Okay.
It's $10 a month.
Right.
Okay.
It's very affordable,
It's
right?
very affordable. Okay. And it's got all the things you need. I mean,
don't they have do they have tanning there too and cryo and all that?
They used to have the tanning. The tanning's gone, but they do have all these other they have bells and whistles. Listen, it's not the bougiest place, but
it doesn't have to be.
If you want to go work out, they got all the stuff.
Yeah.
So he's been there for maybe a couple of years, and every now and again he would go after dropping the kids off. Well, it's new year, new me, as you all know.
Right.
I'm getting into the arts and maybe the art of fitness. Not the martial arts, but the art of fitness.
The art of fitness, right.
If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. The art of fitness.
You have. You have a tattoo of it, I think, somewhere.
Yeah, on my lower back. And so I said to Matt, our new schedule is going to be certain days of the week. I'm taking the kids to school. Oh. I'm just doing all the kid duties so that you have work time all day. Certain days he's taking kid duties, so I have work time all day. Wow. And this is great.
Oh, I love this.
Now, it's sad because we do like to be together.
Yeah.
All the time. But this will provide focus time, which is good.
Yeah, I love that.
So I love that.
So,
but what we've been doing is one of us is dropping the kids.
Yeah.
And then we meet at the gym.
So that is your time together.
So we are together.
Yeah.
Guess what? I don't love working out, but who do I love?
Matt Timmerman.
Yes. With every inch of my being, I love this man. And so I said, I could maybe get on board and do this consistently if I'm doing this with Matt. Because we can be together and laugh and listen to rap fitness together and do the
That
things.
is the arts then.
It is the arts.
The rap music in the fitness.
Yes, hip hop.
That is the arts. Yeah.
And so I've been going this week, and that is why I needed to
doing?
buy some new things.
Yes.
For the fitness.
Are you doing treadmill?
Honestly, for me, what I need is the weightlifting.
Yes.
That's it. I move my body all day long.
Yes.
If you had a map of me, an overhead view of me all day long, I'm moving constantly.
Cardio is not your problem.
That's not the problem. It's the menopause has weakened me.
Yes.
V much, and I need to lift weights.
That's right.
So that's really what
they don't have to be heavy weights.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all. Yeah. They do not have to be heavy weights. I am building good muscle lifting 3 and 6 pound weights.
Yeah.
It's about the reps.
It's the reps.
It's just getting them in and then getting that muscle to
exhausting
fatigue,
the muscle.
Getting it to fatigue and being I can't do another one, and then doing 2 more.
Yeah.
Or put your arms down. It doesn't matter. Half of a class, I am like this.
You're like
I'm just resting them on my shoulder. Like this. If we're still supposed to be doing this and I feel like I can't do another one, I just go like this and I just hold them there. And then eventually one of the instructors goes, "You're looking good, Miranda." And that's them saying, but let's get back into it. You know what I'm saying?
They're like, I see you.
They do.
See you.
The purple hair never allows me to blend in.
Yeah.
Never. But I'm just saying 3 and 6 pound weights and you can build muscle.
Yeah.
It's just about doing reps.
I'm out here.
Wow.
Doing the fitness.
You're grinding on your fitness.
Grinding on that.
Yeah.
Fitness.
Yes.
And
getting gains.
I said to Matt, do we need to start a Timmerman Gains Instagram page?
Yeah, but only with the Z.
With the Z at the end. And I will friend Armstrong Gains.
Yeah,
and you will friend us.
Yeah.
And that's how
maybe y'all can share tips.
Keep the connection to Greenbrier.
Obviously.
So
I'm proud of you for joining.
Thank you. And what I want to say to people is this, and this is what I was texting with some friends yesterday, is if you are someone who's like, I just hate this. I don't want to work out. I am dreading it every time, even if you're going and like still dreading, which is where I'm at.
Yeah.
Because I'm also like, there's so many other things I could be
doing.
Know. There's so many other things I could do with this time.
I know.
But I think everybody has to say, what is my why? Why am I doing this? What is the reason that is motivating me? So
what was that reason?
What was the reason? So Gigi, for example, was saying like, okay, our friend Gigi has had 6 children.
6 boys. And like this.
Yeah. Back to back to back. And so her body, the ab muscles.
Oh, yeah.
The pelvic muscles, so much of her body has been weakened that she's at this point where it's just like, I have no choice now. I got to start running. I got to work out.
Yeah.
It's time. So that is her motivation to keep going.
Yeah.
Michelle's motivation is she said, I like a hot body.
Yeah, she does.
That's Michelle.
Yeah.
Now, it's not me. If my clothes are fitting, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But for Michelle, she wants to look good.
Yeah, she wants a hot body.
That motivates her to go.
Yeah.
Something Matt has said to me is he wants to be the type of grandpa that can get on the floor, play with the kids, lift them up, swing them around.
Yes.
And he has said to me, I know you want to be an involved grandmother.
Yes.
You can do those things too. So in order to do that, you've got to build the muscle and you got to think about your bones and your joints and all of this stuff now. Like now is the time. Because believe it or not, I mean, Tinsley could have a kid in like 10 to 15 years.
Sure.
Right?
Absolutely.
Look at what age we got married.
I know. Babies.
So I've been digging, trying to figure out like, what is my motivation?
Yeah.
What is the thing that's going to keep me coming back? And so I'm just kind of.
I love that.
Yeah.
That is a great motivating factor.
Yeah.
For sure. And I mean, I think that it will pay off in droves.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And you love to go with Matt places.
I do.
So
I like to and there's a Starbucks right next door.
I know. Well, that was very intentional, I'm sure.
So to be able to work out and then he and I can have a little kiki at the Starbucks is great.
Gosh,
and
that's
so
exciting for you.
That's where I'm at. I can't make any promises. I can't. This thing.
What is this?
Is 150 calories.
Uh-huh.
It's the shaken espresso. The oat shaken espresso. It's good. It's not too sweet. That's not sweet.
No, but
it's very coffee.
It's too coffee.
It's very espresso, but I get mine in decaf. Y'all know I can't handle that.
That's not worth it.
Okay, so speaking of fitness, let's talk about the Sharpay's face.
Fitness D in your mouth. If Joshua were here. If he were here, that
was for you, Josh. Let's talk about the Sharpay's face.
Yes. My stomach. Are we going to talk about how I showed it on the internet the other day?
I think we need to talk about it. Okay, y'all.
I'm still.
You remember the Sharpay's face of it all and how Miranda said, no matter how she works out or the things that she does, she's always going to have kind of this loose skin on the stomach, right? And a lot of moms do. I mean,
it's more than loose skin.
If you've had a kid and pushed a baby out, you're going to have the belly fat, the skin, whatever.
And I'm not talking when the girls sit down and they're like, look, if I sit, I have a roll too. When I sit, my skin folds. It's not that. These are not the same things at all. And so, yeah, I decided.
So what made you think, okay, let's back up a little bit.
Okay. Let me fix my
and we actually did not even have this conversation alone.
No.
Because I had missed the first part of this, of these stories that she had shared. So on New Year's Eve, Miranda had shared stories about some DMs that she received of people admitting that they weren't engaging with her content as much and not following as closely anymore because the weight loss and her body transformation was making them feel bad about themselves. Right?
Yeah, and it was very honest.
Very honest.
Very raw.
It takes a lot to admit that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And no one was coming from like a nasty place. They were coming from it has been very hard for me to watch you lose as I have gained, or as I have stayed the same, or as I'm in a bigger body. And if we go back to the Big O, episode 31, if we go back to where I started talking about the medication and everything, you will hear me say that my number one fear in doing this, maybe not number one fear, but one of my biggest fears in doing this is the fact that I knew that people followed me because of my body size.
Yeah.
Because they found me through a swimsuit try-on, or they found me through a post that I had done with with other influencers in regard to an eating disorder awareness post or something like that. And so I knew people followed me initially because of my body.
Yeah.
Because of what it looked like.
It's true.
And because they saw themselves in me.
Yeah.
Go back to episode 31. I promise you'll hear me say all of this. I already knew it. I knew it was coming. I knew what would happen. It has been in my brain the entire time. But no one had said it to me.
No one actually had said it out loud.
Right.
And so you had posted some stories, I think, with Oprah.
Correct. Oprah had come out admitting that she was on a GLP-1 drug.
Yeah. And I mean, if y'all haven't seen pictures of Oprah, she looks amazing. And what I ended up saying to Miranda in a voice note, as I said, on a smaller scale, you are experiencing now what Oprah has dealt with for decades in the public eye. I can think of, even as a kid, tabloids showing Oprah. She's lost weight. She's gained weight.
Remember when she wheeled out she pulled out a wheelbarrow of fat?
With the fat.
And was like, I lost 88 pounds or whatever it was.
Yes.
And people were like, oh, and she was so tiny.
So tiny.
So tiny.
She has gone from tiny to bigger than she wants to be. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This has been like Oprah's thing. This has been her mountain. This has been
the pebble in her shoe has been her weight for 50 years.
And she's been so honest about it the whole time. She always She would always tell people, here's what I'm trying, here's what I'm doing. Same as you.
Same. Which is why I wanted to say back to people, and I eventually did say back to them, like, I've been on a perpetual quest every day of my life, it feels like, trying to lose weight, trying to be smaller, trying to be healthier. And I know that that doesn't all equal each other. I'm just saying, I have always been, I have done isogenics, faster way to fat loss, Optavia.
Yep.
I went vegan.
Done it all.
I've run a 10K. I've done every kind of fitness imaginable, from Pure Barre to Rockbox Fitness to
yoga.
I did hot yoga for 30 days straight. I have taken people along on every one of these journeys, and every single time I thought we all understood that it was because I was trying to change my body.
Yes, you're trying to get smaller.
Change my body.
Yeah.
Get healthier.
That was the goal.
Work on my fitness, the arts. I have been honest about that. So when people are like, wait a minute, I followed you because you were a bigger girl.
Yeah.
And because you loved yourself at that size and da, da, da. I'm like, wait, but both can be true.
Yeah.
Both can be true. And I've never once said healthy at any size. I've never used that hashtag.
You have never said that.
I am not someone who, if you look under all of my posts, I don't think I've ever used the term body positivity, the hashtag.
No,
I have never used plus size, bigger girl, larger body, all these hashtags where people could have come and found me for that. But I've never done that very intentionally, because I was never trying to promote myself as that person. What body positivity means for me when I would say it at 195 pounds or at 130 pounds was, I want you to not talk crap about yourself to yourself. And I especially do not want you to talk crap about yourself in front of your children.
Yes.
I have 2 girls watching my every move. I am acutely aware of that.
Yep. So
I was never going to be the one to talk about myself, because my girls look just like me.
Yeah.
And there was that meme that went around, and I shared it a long time ago, and it was like, be very careful about what you say about yourself in front of your children because they are you.
Yes.
Like they and mine look like me, and they are
Yes.
told their whole lives how much they look like me.
Yes.
And so
if you put yourself down, you're putting them down.
You're putting them down. And what is that internal dialogue that they're having then? And so I am a very aware person. I'm aware in front of my children how I speak. I'm aware in front of the internet how I speak. I'm aware when I post how I speak. The things that I say and do are very intentional because I'm very aware. And my goal is never to have someone leave my page feeling worse about themselves.
Right.
And so to hear people say that to me,
I know
that they felt worse about themselves when they came and looked at me was a dagger.
I know.
A dagger, because I've never wanted that. I've never wanted that for people. I think that there's lots of influencers that want to seem superior.
Oh, for sure. I would say that's most.
Who want to project a perfect life.
Yeah.
A perfect marriage.
That's what they do.
Perfect house.
Yeah.
Perfect everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a very curated, perfect feed that they are wanting to show everyone. That's never been
you. Not even when it comes to the weight loss or any of that. You are very, the ADHD of it all.
Yeah.
And I can't remember this and I forgot to do that. And you keep it very real.
Forgot to pick up my kids again.
Yeah.
Forgot to do that. Like, I've never wanted
Not the kids.
I can't even lie. Well, one, I can't lie.
Yeah.
And two, I could never keep up with that.
Mm-hmm.
I would never even remember what I said yesterday that I lied to y'all about. So then today I would have contradicted. I can't do it. I can't keep up with that. And so I've never projected it. And so that's the other part that I was like, wow, I've never even pretended to be perfect and have this easy life and everything's just great. I talk about money insecurity. I talk about my insecurities. There are plenty of them, but I was never going to get on here and drag my own body.
No.
For everybody then to one, either take stabs at me and agree with me, or I just didn't want to be that person on the internet. But that didn't mean I wasn't trying to change. That didn't mean that I wasn't doing, obviously, if you're doing Optavia, you are trying to lose weight.
Yes.
Like we can all
And
admit
so
to
the
that.
question is, would it have been okay for you to lose 60 pounds on Optavia?
It would have been.
But it's not okay because you've used the shot.
Correct. And I think we have eventually boiled it down.
Yeah, I think that's I think that's really where we're at is it's people's hang up about the shot.
It is.
That's what it is. Whether they feel like it is cutting corners or it's not fair because it's too expensive for me or whatever. There's still insecurity wrapped up in it.
Sure.
So you had shared a little bit on New Year's Eve. You had done some posts about this and kind of responded and shared some DMs that you got.
Yep.
Then this past week, what happened again? Did you receive some more DMs that when you were sitting facing the camera and saying, "Hey, everybody, we need to have another chat"?
Okay.
What sparked that?
Well, on New Year's Eve when I did that whole first thing, I got really in my head about it. So I made the post. I started to get the DMs from people. Again, no one was mean or nasty, and they were very honest and real and vulnerable.
Okay.
And I was sitting with that. I was taking all of that in, and then I was trying to think, how do I want to respond to this? Because I also individually respond to everybody.
Yeah.
Then I also want to respond to it publicly, you know, on the stories. And then I found myself for the next few days not even wanting to forward face the camera, like to even get on it to talk, because I know my face looks thinner. And so I'm like, oh, but it's hard for people to look at my face, and I don't want them to leave feeling bad about themselves. So I just won't forward face. I'll just share. I'll post things. I'll type things out. I had gotten
You had become a faceless Instagram account. Some people do that.
Intentionally.
It's crazy.
They never want anybody to know who they are.
Yeah.
We don't know who Saint Hoax is.
No. It's crazy.
Yeah.
There's like some influencer girlies that literally have 500,000 people following them, and they never show their face. They're just showing products.
Yeah.
Where they're like cutely, showing the kitty paw.
It literally makes me want to die.
Yeah.
The fact that
with their hands, and that's it. And they put a cute song over top, and that makes them.
And they're anonymous, and they get to live their life just walking through easy peasy, and still are making $1 million on LTK.
Yeah, things I bought and liked. I think
Have we ever seen her?
I don't know if we've ever seen her face.
Wow,
amazing.
Okay, she actually does good. I'll give her that.
Yeah, we'll give that to her.
With the teacher stuff she does really good.
Yeah.
Amazing to like just live anonymously through the internet. That's crazy. Couldn't be me, obviously. I had also gotten something in, like, I don't know, new pair of leggings or whatever.
That you wanted to show.
I was like, I can't show these because I know the comments that will come and the people who won't want to see me in these, and they certainly won't want to hear me say small. And so I was like, okay, then I won't show these. And then I started to think, how am I going to make money on this account if I'm not even able to show clothes or try-ons? Or I knew that the bathing suit try-on was coming up. I usually start ordering bathing suits in like January, February, because of people's spring breaks.
Yeah. And people are already in the mindset now of like, what am I going to wear on the beach?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I usually start ordering bathing suits, and then I thought, can I even do a swimsuit try on this year? Or is that going to be really hurtful to people, harmful to people? Is it going to leave them feeling terrible? I don't know. But the bathing suit try on is about, I'd say, a third of my income for the year.
You make a lot off of that.
I mean, for me, now listen again, some influencers are making crazy money. For me, even if I make a couple grand off of the bathing suit try on, like that's a lot of money for me.
Yes.
Like that's a huge chunk of money, because then I can keep coming back to it too. Like I can keep saying, oh, this is on sale. For the next 6 months, I can keep coming back to it. And
I think the reason it really took off to begin with is because you were vulnerable in a sense to be like, I'm a size large girly, and I'm going to get on the internet and show everybody what these bathing suits look like.
That's right. And
so I'm sure that's in your head a little bit, saying, okay, am I just blending into the chorus of people that are all in the smaller size bathing suits?
Certainly.
Yeah.
Certainly. It really did. It came down to like, I know why people wanted to buy bathing suits that I was putting on my body, because they would say, if it looked good on her, I know it'll look good on me.
Yeah.
And so, and then another thing that happened, Bowdoin ran a sale.
Yes.
Bowdoin has a sale going on, and I love their suits. And so I posted a picture of me in a Bowdoin suit from 2 years ago. And there's 20 pounds difference between the bathing suit try on 2 years ago and last year. Like I was 20 pounds heavier even last year.
Okay.
So I was showing this picture from 2 years ago saying, hey, Bowdoin's having a sale. This is my favorite design, like style that they have. Some of them are down to even in the 30s. And several people DM'd me and said, go put it on.
Yeah, try it on now.
Try it on now and show people like the difference in your body. And I was like, no, I could not do that. After just hearing all this stuff, like, God, no, I could never do that. And I want to say to those people, like, thank you for being so blissful.
I know.
Like,
so positive.
So positive. Like these are the rooters, right? These are the cheerleaders, the ones who are like,
they're actually happy for you.
Yeah, they're actually happy. And like, I want to, but I wrote them back like, I can't do that. And so then that's when I really was like, what am I going to do about this? What am I going to do? Am I going to continue to hide away?
No.
Hide my body. Even on the pictures that I take when I work out and I go to the mirror when I'm walking out, I have my big, large sweatshirt on afterwards. I never, because I'm hiding. I'm like hiding it. And so I had to think to myself, like, is it fair for me to have to hide my body now to make people feel better about theirs?
The answer is no. It is not fair, and it's not right, and you're done. And I think you are done.
And that's what I said, we need to have a come to Jesus.
So you did. So Miranda she did a second round of stories the other day, just facing the camera and being very vulnerable and saying,
I'm hiding myself.
I'm hiding myself. I'm working through this in my brain, and it's got to stop. I have to just live authentically on this space on the internet, and it's not meant to hurt anybody. No. I'm just this is who I am now.
This is I've shown up in my body, no matter the size, the whole time. But why can't I do it now?
Right. It was time for you to post that and release it.
Yeah.
Just release it.
It was a bless and a release moment.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I just said that I have to be allowed to move forward now in this body without having to have a caveat every time I come on and show it.
Yeah.
I know I've lost weight. God, I know. I don't want to. I'm so
No.
freaking sick of saying it and talking and all the things. And so I just want to move forward and say, I know that I am smaller. I know that people followed me because I was bigger.
Yes.
But please let me live in this body and just show it in clothes like I did before with and I don't want you to feel worse about yourself, and if you do and you have to leave, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Y'all know we are big fans of the unfollow button.
Absolutely.
Big fans.
Unfollow me. And I don't mean that because I won't miss ya. It means that if it's better for you mentally to not follow me anymore, then I want you to unfollow me because your mental health matters far more to me than making $4 off of you throughout the year through Amazon links.
Correct.
I don't care about that $4. I care about your happiness. So if unfollowing me would make you happier, then great. But okay? We have got to stop centering ourselves in other people's stories.
Yes.
On social media.
That's it. If someone posts something on their feed, on their stories, it's about them.
Yeah.
It's not about you.
No.
It's not about you.
It's not.
They're sharing something in their life.
Yeah.
So why are people centering? And we've kind of touched on this before, but I loved that Allie Beth Stuckey clip.
She hit it hard.
Talking about Ballerina Farm.
Yep.
Which this was on my list to talk about, so let's just briefly touch on it.
Leave Hannah alone.
Leave Hannah alone.
We've already done a clutter on this.
We've told y'all all about Ballerina Farm, people coming for her in the comments. Well, y'all, as you know, she is Mrs. American.
Mm-hmm.
She is currently, right now, as of this recording, in Vegas.
Yep.
Competing for Mrs. Universe, Mrs. World.
Mm-hmm.
And she's with Mrs. World with all these other beautiful contestants.
Yeah.
However, she just had a baby 12 days ago.
Yeah. Almost 2 weeks at this point.
Almost 2 weeks. So she has a
her
2-week
baby.
Her 8th child. So obviously the baby is with her. Her sister is there helping.
Her husband.
She can nurse and do all the things. So it's kind of all hands on deck because she's competing for the United States. She is representing us. Yeah. And she is there, I think, killing it.
Crushing, killing goddess.
To me.
Mother.
She is giving mother.
She's mother.
Is there anything more empowering, beautiful, amazing, and American than this woman who just had her 8th child, decided to still go to this event, uphold her obligation.
Her duties.
And her duties.
Yeah.
And show up and compete for this. I think it's so top tier behavior that I'm amazed and impressed. But if you go on her Instagram, you're going to see two camps. You're going to find the people like us who are amazed and cheering her on. And you're going to find everybody else who is miserable, hateful.
Unrealistic. These are unrealistic expectations for you.
For you.
For you, then.
It works for Hannah, though.
It works for Hannah. She's clearly fine with it. And she's the one in it.
Yeah.
So maybe Hannah can be the decider of that.
Yeah.
And Hannah did not intentionally get pregnant
9
months before knowing she had already won the crown.
Yeah.
She had already won the crown. She knew a year from now, I will be giving up the crown or competing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So this was just, maybe it's competing. Maybe she's not giving it up. I can't remember how long she's had the title. So maybe she's just competing for Mrs. World. This is not when the next competition is and she's crowning the new.
Yeah, no. This is her just competing for Mrs. World.
So she had already won the thing so she was pregnant. That's right.
Yeah, she was pregnant.
20 weeks pregnant,
when
I believe.
she won Mrs. Utah.
When she won Mrs. American.
Or Mrs. American, I'm sorry.
So she was halfway through her pregnancy.
And nobody knew.
Hiding it. Yeah, no one knew. She didn't look at it. Which already pissed people off.
How did she do that? It's so incredible.
I'll tell you what, I was still wearing my pre-maternity pants with Bella. I was wearing them at my 18-week checkup. I still did not have to wear maternity pants, leggings, anything.
That's true. Yeah.
But then I packed on the 50 plus. from that point on. I was like, let's go.
In the next 4 months.
Let's get to 204.
Let's literally tip the scale.
Move that weight over. Y'all remember from that episode, it was something. So yes, that's right. So she was competing for Mrs. American at like 18, 20 weeks pregnant. Did not tell anyone. Wins.
Yeah.
Then
So I think she started doing the math in her head.
She started doing the math. Oh my gosh, I am going to be competing for Mrs. World and I'm going to be, if this baby comes late.
Yeah. Yeah, what if the baby comes late? And she was taking castor oil. She was trying to get things moving because she knew she needed at least a week.
And she probably was just done being pregnant. She's had 8 babies.
Yeah.
So she has the baby. I also think people need to remember she's a prima ballerina.
Yeah.
She is a Juilliard.
You're right.
Trained prima ballerina. This girl is naturally thin. Yep. She's just naturally thin. And she's one of those people who has the baby every time.
Yeah.
And gets right back into that ballerina body.
Yeah. And she knows like the movements and the things to do to get her body where it needs to be. She
also keeps moving. She is doing all the work. She is milking the things. She is cooking the stuff. She's doing all the stuff.
She's a farmer.
And she has 7 kids. She's not sitting down and relaxing. So she's keeping moving.
Yeah.
So her body is used to that.
Yeah.
So she has the baby. So pretty. So
pretty.
Cute. Oh,
Flora.
Another girl. 5 girls in a row, I think.
Flora.
And
love that.
She decides, I can do this.
Yeah.
I can go. Now, she has the teams around her. She has the help from the family around her.
Yes.
She is breastfeeding. She is doing it.
She's got the makeup, the hair, the stylist is there. Everybody, it's all hands on deck. And what I want to say is, I think this woman is getting more rest and is able to bond with her baby better, actually being in Las Vegas.
Away from the other 7.
Away from the other 7, getting pampered, getting taken care of. She's actually, I think, probably doing better than if she was at home.
Probably. And she is good with it. So if she's good with it, right?
Yeah.
And I love that people are like, but what if she's not? I just don't think someone needs to be speaking up for Hannah. Hannah can speak for herself.
Yes.
Hannah can speak for herself.
Yes.
Right?
She's got it.
She's got it. So if Hannah's okay with it, then it is not your job to not be okay with it.
That's right.
It's not your job. And I know people are going to say, but it's the optics. It's if she's giving unrealistic expectations to people who are now, what if I had a baby 12 days ago and I don't look like her? You're not supposed to.
Yeah.
No 2 people are supposed to have the exact same journey and look the exact same and do the exact same thing. But there are many working mothers who have to go right back to work 2 days, 3 days later.
That's right.
And we don't even need to get into the maternity leave of it all in the United States. But just know that there are plenty of people who go back to work very quickly.
There are women in Asian countries who give birth to the baby in the rice field, put the baby on their back, and then they gnaw on the cord.
Gnaw on the cord, slap the baby on the back, get some skin to skin, and they keep moving.
And they keep harvesting the rice.
But this is what we did for hundreds of years, too. There were women working in our fields who were doing the exact same thing.
You're so right.
And they were throwing them on the back. I'm not saying that that's right.
It's not right, but
every mother can decide that for herself. I was a working from home mom. We've talked about the amount of times I've checked myself out of the hospital to go make another cake.
That's right.
This was me. No, it wasn't competing in a pageant, but I'll tell you what, I wasn't getting pampered like that.
That's what I'm saying.
And I was right back to making a wedding cake and delivering it on Saturday.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody is different. Just because you don't think you could do it doesn't mean that Hannah can't make that decision for herself. Your body, your choice, but not Hannah's.
That's right.
She can't decide what she wants to do with her body right now.
I know. So we're going to scream my body, my choice, but not if it doesn't look good to me and how I would do it.
Stop centering yourself in other people's lives, especially on social media.
Please stop.
You don't have a vote in her life. Don't get on there and tell her you do.
Yeah. There were so many comments, I think, from a lot of women who proclaimed to be supporting women and women's bodies and natural birth and all the things. And then they hopped on there and said, it's the unrealistic expectations, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, it has been gross to watch, but I'll tell you what, I'll be watching at 5 p.m. on Sunday. The Mrs. World competition.
That's right.
I'll have my little American flag.
That's right.
And I'll be flying it and screaming for her. She looks amazing. I think all of us should feel inspired by this woman and say, wow, she really is doing it all.
I'm
inspired.
Or be indifferent.
That's true.
I am trying
Maybe you don't care.
I'm trying to give people the power. This is what I've said. I've said now for the last 2-3 weeks. If you are not inspired by my weight loss, you don't have to be.
That's right.
I'm not asking you to be. I'm not out here trying to be an inspiration to people. If that's what you take, great. But I've never touted myself as inspirational woman of America.
Yeah.
If the best you can be is indifferent, great.
I'm
'Cause then you
inspired
don't care at all.
I'm
Okay,
inspired
fine.
by you
Thank you.
and Kyle Richards. I am. Look at me. I'm going to the gym.
I know, but if people aren't, I don't care.
Yeah, they can move along. Just move along.
Just move on. Like, again, indifference. I don't say to be indifferent about everything.
Yeah,
sure. But in other people's social media posts, if the best you can be is indifferent, then do that.
Then that's it.
But absolutely do not center yourself in their social media posts. So much so that you go in and tell her she's doing wrong.
Ugh, absolutely not.
Don't tell me I'm doing wrong.
I've never.
Don't tell Kristen she's doing wrong.
Never.
Don't tell Hannah she's doing wrong.
Yeah.
You do not get to tell another person.
We talked about with
that.
Naomi when she left New York City during COVID and everybody went on her page and told her she was wrong for packing her family with 5 kids and packing up and leaving the middle of New York City in COVID times when it was ramping up. People came for her. They were so mad. How dare she do this? This is not your family.
It's not your family. It's not your city. It's not your apartment. It's not your life.
It's insane.
Let people live their lives.
As Sutton says, let the mouse go.
Let the mouse go. It is, I just do not understand. I don't know where we went wrong in a society that everybody thinks that their opinion needs to be heard about everything.
It's too many. It's too many opinions.
I think it all goes back to being told you were special.
That's right. And as y'all know,
you are so special. 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 Yes, I want to hear everything. Yes, tell me. Like that's a dangerous precedent you're setting.
Go to our episode called "No One Is Special."
No one is special.
So listen. You had continued to receive some of these messages, again, it wasn't really that people were coming for you, but just being brutally honest and saying, I haven't been engaging with your content. I'm not interested in seeing it because it's making me feel bad about myself. And then you were able to have like very good dialogue with these folks.
Yeah, I was like, I get it. Listen, I get what they're saying. I'm not saying that I get not wanting to see somebody bettering themselves and feeling worse about it because that's not me.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
You'd be cheering that person on.
I'd be cheering. Well, yeah. I just wouldn't make me feel worse about myself. The only thing that makes me feel worse about myself is a lack of effort when I know I can be better and do better.
Yes.
That's me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I get down on myself if I know that it's something that I could have controlled and I could have helped and I could have done something and I am the one in my way.
Yeah.
I am the barrier. I have a bad habit of self-sabotage and I have a really bad habit of procrastinating and making things harder on myself.
Yes.
I put barriers in my way before anybody else in the world does it. I do it. I think that there's a lot of people who play victim and think that the things that are wrong in their lives are everybody else's fault.
Yeah.
I am acutely aware that I create 99.9% of my problems and hardships in my life. And so I don't look at someone else losing a ton of weight and go, God, now I feel even worse about myself. No, I feel worse about myself because I can't fit in the clothes I just bought last week.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's not something that I do again. I don't think I center myself in other people's things.
No, you don't.
But I get that some people do, and I get that it can be hard for them if they're feeling badly about themselves to be someone looking like they are having success and that it could be the easier way out and right? Yes. I can see that. I get it. I have a rational enough brain that I can understand all of that. But I had to have this conversation. I had to tell people we have to move on. I understand if you need to unfollow because it's making yourself not feel good. And I never want you to leave my page feeling worse about yourself. But if you think that everything is just great now, I've lost almost 65 pounds and my body looks much smaller and I'm feeling so much healthier and I'm doing the workouts and I'm liking working out and all those things. I am here to tell you that there is still stuff on my body that I don't like.
Yeah.
And I thought I had already done that by talking about the wrinkles and the gobble chin and the small droopy titties and the flatter ass. I thought I had done it, but I guess not. And
it wasn't enough. We need to know more insecurities.
Yeah, we need to know more.
Tell me more.
Show your bank account. Do whatever. I guess I'll tell you the last fight Joshua and I had. I mean, one of my kids is struggling with blah, blah. Like I don't know. So
tell us all of your problems so that we can feel good about ourselves.
Every single one. Because showing up here in a dirty house, and the same clothes you were wearing yesterday, someone did say, I love following you because you're sometimes in the same sweatshirt 3 days in a row. And it just makes me feel like she's gross and garbage and I am too. And I'm like, that's great. That's what I want. But in my head, we have talked about my stomach being a huge insecurity for me. We have talked about it looking like a Shar-Pei's face.
Yes.
We have talked about it. I don't think people believed me. Okay. Yeah. And so there was a part of me that was like, I'm going to show people the most insecure thing on the thing that brings me the most amount of insecurity on my body.
Yeah.
And maybe not like as a way of proving like, look, still I have hard things.
Yeah.
It's more to prove to myself that if we're going to be 100% open and honest here, then I'm going to go all the way.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show people because I've done 1 2-piece try-on before. It was last year at my absolute heaviest. I did a 2-piece try-on, but it was very high-waisted and the shirt was a low
so
one.
It was a little strip of skin.
So it was like this much skin, but I said, it's a 2-piece if anyone wants to try it. Look at me. I'm trying hard things. I'm wearing a bikini. No, I'm not. Okay, so I've really never, ever, ever shown my stomach. But I think in try-ons, people can see that like there is a serious fupa. There is a serious, whatever they call it, apron belly. I can't remember it, but there's a lot of terms for this thing.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm going to show people the thing that brings me the most insecurity. And maybe if I do it, then I will feel like I can finally move on.
Yes.
Like it was the final piece in the moving on puzzle.
Yes. I think so. Because it's you showing yourself so authentically. Here's everything. If everyone's so centered on your body, right? Everything's been about body.
Yep.
It's you saying, okay, here's exactly what I'm working with. And so now when I show you leggings that snatch me up and make me look good, you know how good they're working.
Right.
Right? Like when I show you these things, I'm not fibbing to you. I'm not lying to you saying this really sucks me in. This tucks this.
No, it really does.
Hey, I love this dress because it covers this and that. And I feel like it's very complimentary to my body. That is what makes an influencer trustworthy. Yeah. Right?
Yep.
It's when they say, yes, I'm insecure about XYZ thing. And here's how I dress my body.
That's right.
In order to look my best.
And I've always tried to do, when I wasn't feeling great about my arms, and I still don't love my arms, you guys.
Yeah.
But then I would always find dresses where we had sleeves.
Yes.
I always had a dress that would hit at the waist, so it looked like I had a waist, but it always fell away from my stomach because I can't wear a bodycon dress that's tight to my stomach. If for some reason I did, it was a very thick fabric and a very busy pattern, and you kind of couldn't tell.
Okay.
Right? And so I would say to people, if you have a problem with your stomach like I do, this is a great dress for you because it's working for me. You can see how well it's hiding it.
Yes.
I was always very honest about it. So I was wearing these leggings. I was going to show this outfit that I had just gotten finally in a size that fit me to work out in, because actually my sports bras were getting so big that when I bent over to do plank and they would say run, my boobs almost popped out.
They were just like flying around in there.
Well, yeah, because there's nothing anymore. And so I was like, ugh, this is a problem. I finally need to buy a smaller size and just do it.
Yeah.
And so I was about to show this outfit and I'm like, I can't do this without having this come to Jesus meeting.
Yep.
And then when I said, I think I'm going to do so, I just spur of the moment was like, I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to finally show my stomach. There are a lot of people who do it. Bird's Papaya is very
she's great.
Very honest about showing her stomach.
Yes.
Mick Zazon has done it. Like there's a few influencers who I follow, and I love these girls. I mean, we've done some partnerships together and stuff like that where I think that we were all on like maybe an eating disorder one together. And so we all have come from this same place where our bodies have gotten bigger and smaller and bigger and smaller.
Yes.
And so they've done it. And I've always just been like, damn, they did that. They did it.
Yeah.
Like, how did they do that? Oh my gosh. And then I remembered, like, of course they did it because they've gotten over that part of their body. And they're just like 100% into it. Right. Yeah. I'm not saying that they love it, but like they can accept it and just show it.
Yes.
And so I just needed to do it. I needed to do it for me. I needed to do it for them. And so I just said, I'm going to show you what we're working with here.
Yeah.
Just so that you can know you can lose all the weight and you can try to eat right and you can take this shot and you can do all the things and you might still be naked and be like, why?
Yeah.
Why can't this be fixed? Why can't, without surgery, I do something about this?
Yeah.
You're telling me that I still have to dislike this part of my body? Mm-hmm. And I know that there are the people who are like, it made 2 babies and you're girls. And I get that. And I can say all that to myself too. And at the same time say, and I still don't want it to look like this.
Yeah.
I still don't want to have to, push all of this into a pair of underwear. Before I wear, but just to be able to try on this style of dress. I mean, it's so low. That skin hangs so low that when I put on underwear, right, and it goes like this, that's falling down lower than the underwear, out of the bottom of it. No one wants that. No one wants that. But
no matter how much you might accept that and say, I'm willing to just go with it. Yeah. It's still not something you desire.
No, you still don't want to be like, da na 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 na, and then it'd be like, ugh, like just right there. Okay, so I stand up and I show it, and I pull down the leggings, and I'm just like, look,
here it is.
Look at what it looks like. This is what my stomach still looks like. I got close. I showed all of the wrinkles, the folds, the stretch marks, turned to the side, pulled them down a little bit more. You could see just how droopy it is on my body. And it is still there because this was just last week. Anyway, it's going to be there. Unless I cut it off, it's going to be there.
Yes.
And it resonated. Let's just say.
Okay. So I haven't asked you. We voice noted some just about the situation in general, but I didn't ask like what have the reactions been?
The reactions to the so it's funny to watch people progress as they watch a story, right?
Yeah.
So
I do the same thing where it's like laughing face, and then the story.
Oh my gosh! Oh no!
What are you doing?
Yep. So it's kind of like that. Oh, and so after I show it, I pull the leggings back, and I'm like, but how about these leggings?
That's right.
Because
that's what I have on, y'all.
You can't really
leggings.
Yep. You can't really tell that all that was happening because these leggings are great, right? $20 from Amazon, whatever. We'll link them here. But so people are watching. So they're starting by watching me sitting down, talking directly to them. We're going to have a talk. I start crying. Oh my gosh, Miranda, you shouldn't have to apologize. By the way, real quick, I never apologize.
You did not apologize.
I do not say sorry or apologize for things that I am not sorry about. I am not sorry for getting healthy. I'm not sorry for the weight loss. This was not an apology.
No.
This was a conversation.
That's right.
Okay. It was not an apology. People are like, you don't need to apologize. I'm like, don't hear an apology where there's not one.
No.
Okay. Now, am I being hurtful? Yes. Am I still telling people that I feel badly if they're here and it makes them feel bad about themselves? But like,
sure,
I can't be sorry about that because I'm not trying to do that.
That's right.
If there's no intention to hurt someone, then I'm not sorry about that. Anyway, so people are like, oh, Miranda, you shouldn't have to say this. So proud of you. All the nice things. Then it's like the tears.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I wish I could reach through and hug you.
Yeah.
Then it's the stomach and it's like, oh my gosh. Wow. Whoa. You weren't kidding. Oh, okay. Well, I see why you're on the shot. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
but people were like, those are great leggings. They are great leggings.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to drive sales. And what did you just say? That you sold a lot of leggings.
I did. I think I sold in that 24-hour span like 68 pairs of leggings.
They should hire you.
That's
this is
for
crazy.
me. That's a lot. Now again, I know some influencers.
68, I feel like is a lot.
They might be listening and they sell. Every time Danny Austin posts something, she sells into the thousands of it. But that's not my life. That's not my journey. But another thing that like I had to chew on too is saying to people like, you follow influencers, okay, who are so thin.
Yes.
So thin.
Yes.
The girls who we know them, who are like, I had to size down to the extra, extra small, and it's still a little bit roomy. It's still a little bit baggy. You follow them. You don't say anything to them about their bodies.
That's true.
I assume you're not DMing them saying, you make me feel bad because you're so small and I can't buy anything from you.
Yes.
That you try on.
You're so right.
But you follow them.
And I would say.
And what people said to me when I brought that up, yeah, but they've always been small.
Okay, so you're not allowed to get healthy and fit.
So then I'm like, so I'm not allowed to change and get smaller because that makes you feel bad. But people who are already small and extra, extra smalls and sizing down and double zeros and everything, they don't make you feel bad because they've always been small. And I think as women, we need to chew on that. We need to chew on that.
Yep.
Because that, so we would look at them and be like, well, they always have had it easy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They're tiny. They've always been tiny. They've even had kids and then just got right back into tiny bodies and everything.
Yeah.
But for me and Oprah
Yeah.
saying, this has always been hard for us and we are so sick of thinking about it. And we need something stronger. We need the GLP-1 part of this that helps me is the addiction, the food addiction, the food noise, the
food
constant
noise,
cravings.
Yeah.
That no matter what I did, I just couldn't stop thinking about wanting to eat.
Yes.
That so even if you were to say that this GLP-1 peptide is our easy button, but these people who are naturally tiny, they have an easy button.
Yeah, which is
can't
just
gain
their
weight.
genetics.
So so they're allowed to have one, but we're not. Like, I just need people to get to the point to where they say, I just am upset that I can't have it. I can't use it.
Yeah.
I can't afford it.
Yep.
I wish I could. And that's where it's coming from. And some of them did say that.
Some of them did.
Some of them did say it's just jealousy. It's pure jealousy.
Yeah.
I want it. I can't get it. I'm too scared of the side effects. I morally just think it's wrong. Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. But again, that's centering yourself in my story. I've made, no, not those people because they were honest. Like, I'm not saying that, but like,
yeah.
I've made this decision for me. I am not a dumb person. I've done my research. I am now on it. I do not have any of these crazy things that like 0.0000001% of people reported having, whether it was like kidney function or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't have
digestive stuff.
Yeah. Gastroparesis and things like that. Like thyroids. I didn't have any of that. I puked a couple of times and I have bad acid reflux. Like for the most part, I also, had that during pregnancy or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I think we need to be honest with ourselves, and a lot of people were, and I really appreciated that.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were some people who just kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. And
you said you had to do a block.
I did have to do a block.
There was one block.
Should I tell you who I blocked, what they said?
Yes, I want to know.
She said she watched all of my stories that day. And where I'm sitting there, where I'm crying, where I'm just begging people to see me for something other than just this. Can't I please inspire you in some other way? Can I not say to like, go pick up your grandma and take her to lunch, or please get involved with foster care or anything? And I'm crying and I'm crying and I'm crying and I show my stomach this thing that has just plagued me forever. And I y'all, I used to shower. Did I tell them this? I used to shower with my clothes on when I was younger. In the height of my anorexia, I showered with clothes on because there was a mirror in my bathroom that even in the shower you could see the mirror, and I couldn't even stand seeing my reflection.
That's terrible.
I would shower with my clothes on because I hated my stomach so much. Even then, okay, that was 8th grade. And I'm just being vulnerable. I'm saying this and I'm crying and everything, and I show my stomach and she writes back to me. She watches all of that and she DMs me and says, you carrying on about this in such a dramatic way is only going to make it worse for you.
Oh. That is not helpful at all.
That is so
why
up to me to write that to someone and say you carrying on and on being so dramatic and so emotional about this is only going to make it worse for you. I'm like, is that a threat? What are you saying?
It does feel a little bit threatening.
I was like, oh, what?
But when people say stuff like that, I think, what is her expectation of your response to that? Does she think you're going to respond and say, gasp, I had never thought of it that way. You may be right. Maybe this is going to all blow up in my face.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll delete everything. Yeah. I'm so glad you're here to let me know things were going to get worse.
Y'all don't think that I am already like, I know now all the responses I'm going to get from this because I can't win. So I know.
You can't win either way.
That it's just going. But guess who won? Me. Why? Because I had the conversation. I said my piece.
That's right.
I showed my stomach and was very, very bold about something that is deeply upsetting to me.
And now you feel free.
And I feel free. So I won.
That's right.
And it's my page. So guess what I'm allowed to do on my page? Win, mother. Okay?
And block your ass.
And I did. She did not get a response. I went back and was like, who is
who is this person?
She had started to follow me for maybe the Murdaugh trial or something. She came from a very specific thing.
Bye, girl.
And she hasn't been helpful at all.
No. So you're not part of the community anymore.
So I was just like, bye. Blocked. We are not, I'm not even going to justify this with a response. Of course, I typed something up. I even screenshot it. I typed something on top of it to say, and this is why you wonder why influencers don't want to be vulnerable. You wonder why people don't want to show their body.
That's
you
true.
wonder why people don't want to admit what they're doing to lose weight.
That's true.
Because people like this exist. They watch that entire thing, and the only thing that they could think of to respond was how I did it wrong still.
It's just going to make it worse for you.
Oh, you're just the dramatics.
It's so dramatic. Stop.
It's so dramatic. Like you making this such a big deal. It's like, I'm not trying to make it a big deal. I've been the one who's trying to not make it a big deal, but everybody else apparently thinks it's a really big deal, so much so that they don't even want to look at me anymore. So I don't know what to do with that.
Help her.
They're disgusted by me. Ugh.
So listen, now.
What?
Now?
Do you want me to show it to YouTube?
No. They can go to your stories.
Yeah, they're in the weight loss highlight bubble.
The weight loss highlight bubble. And now you are free to show the dresses, show the swimsuits, show the leggings.
Oh, it's coming, baby.
Do whatever it is you want to do. And if anybody, I said to her, if anybody comes for you or has something to say, you can refer them to the highlight bubble.
Yeah.
Right? It's saved right there. And they can go see what the conversation is about and they can do some self-reflection. And if they want to stick around, great. If not, that's okay too.
And I'm not trying, I know that because I get heated and we can talk about it with each other. I know that it seems like I'm like being maybe nasty or insensitive about it now, but y'all, I've been so careful with my words. I've been so careful with how I've approached this on my social media because I knew why people followed me and I knew it was a big deal to them. And I knew all of that. Again, please go back and listen to me say those words many, many months ago.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I am so much more than just this. And if you are only following me because of the way my body looked, then you are missing out, not to toot my own horn, but you're missing out on a lot of other really good stuff that I'm sharing.
Yes.
Primarily grammar.
Yeah.
Which a lot of y'all need to be paying attention to. No. But like I'm trying to give more than that. I give out free parenting advice. I give out free recipes. Everything I do is free on this platform.
That's right.
Literally. The only pennies I make are when I get a sponsored post or when you click through and I get the 11 cents from that pair of leggings.
That's right.
Okay? But like everything else I'm trying to give out is free. And I want to say thank you to the people who the end of that sentence though is like, I do all of this for very little return and just get hit and hit and hit and hit. And it's fine because I opened myself up to that. But I think people forget that like, yeah, what you said might have been really raw and honest, and that was hard for me to hear. But to hear 100 people say that,
Yeah.
you're not the only person telling me that you don't like to look at me anymore.
Yeah.
You're not the only person telling me that they feel badly when they leave my page. You're not the only person. And so I do understand that we opened up a conversation, and I'm happy to listen, and I responded, and I did all the things.
Yeah.
But you've got to remember, it's not just you writing that to me. It's hundreds of people writing that to me. Now, on the flip side, there are tons of people leaving the nicest things,
I think,
and rooting for
the
me.
majority,
and the majority,
sure.
and the majority are doing that. And I want to say to the people who wrote me and said, I know that you said, please don't like. If you're only following me because of my body, I'm more than my body, and I'm more than my size, and I'm more than all these things. And the people who wrote me saying, I want to tell you the ways that you have impacted my life.
Oh.
And I'm not going to say a single thing about your body. And the people who wrote me and literally like paragraphs, like, you changed my relationship with my child. You know, I firmly believe that something that you said to me to do with my child changed my relationship with them. You helped me sleep train my child. And I didn't charge for this or anything. Someone would say, you know, you helped sleep train my baby, and it saved my marriage. I'm telling you, it saved my marriage. You saved my marriage by taking 3 days out of your time to tell me exactly what to do to get my baby to sleep. Like things like that. You know, hanging out with your grandma got me to do that with my grandpa. And now I go see him every other weekend at his nursing home because I saw you do it, and it was important to me to put that into my life. Like stuff like that. That made such a difference. Hearing those things from people was like the salve that I kind of needed. But yes, it's done. We're moving on. I'm done. I will continue to give little updates here and there, of course, contractually, because it's still a partnership.
That's true.
And I get that, y'all. It's a partnership, right? Both my workout and the shot are a partnership. And I think that's hard for some people too.
Yeah.
To see that I've been able to do that. But like that's still a monetary thing being exchanged. I'm not being paid by them to do it. It's a trade out.
It's a trade out.
It's a trade out to talk about.
And gosh, how many years of work do you need to put in being an influencer to get
to finally get that?
To finally get something that really has high value in your life. Like,
thank you.
How much work do you want this girl to do?
Like I said, I've been doing this. I think I've been influencing 7 or 8 years. Like many of those years was free. I'm just handing it out free. Something has to eventually come back to your girl, you know. And
be
in this
happy
case,
for
it did.
people.
So I'm glad that we've gotten it out. We've said it all. I knew I couldn't make everybody on the internet happy. I am well aware of that. Oh, the other thing that was hard is like you couple hearing all of this with the fact that I went viral around the same time.
Oh yeah.
So then there's just more eyeballs on my page and new people who don't know me, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's like that's a little bit tough too. Is the people who I think have been around for a really long time and have watched the changes and all of the tries and all of the efforts are like, we are so happy for you.
Yeah.
But if you just got here 3 weeks ago,
you don't get it.
You don't really. You're not in the club. You're not in the clutter.
Honestly, I feel that way with several people that I maybe start to follow. Maybe I like a couple of things that they've shared and they seem funny or whatever it is, and maybe I start following. But you sometimes then feel like, is this just too far in that I'm too late to the game? I don't get the jokes. Yeah. I don't get it. And
they're showing something and they're like, if you know, you know. You're like, I don't know.
And there's, an example of one is Krista Horton. Mm-hmm. Do you follow her?
I do not follow, but I know.
Okay. She's one of those where like,
I don't think I follow her. If I do, I don't see any of her stuff because I'm not engaging.
I do follow her now.
She's one who gives away a lot of money.
She does. She gives away. They're super generous. They seem super goofy. I like their marriage style.
Okay.
I like all of that, but I still just feel like I'm missing the inside joke, you know?
Yeah.
And that makes it hard.
Yes.
That's when you're an established influencer and you've been around a long, long time and then people suddenly show up.
Yep.
It's like, are they going to get it?
Yeah. And I wonder the same thing. And I can tell you some of them don't.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Okay. Well, listen, speaking of stomachs, Princess Kate.
Y'all, okay.
Because I think at first when we all read the news, probably most of y'all know, like they released a statement, which I think is a big deal, right? For them to release a statement.
They usually they're not going to oftentimes talk about health related things when it comes to their majesties.
And so they said, hey, FYI, there's a scheduled surgery for Princess Kate. She's going to be in the hospital for a couple of weeks, and then she's not going to have any appearances through Easter.
Until Easter.
Which is a long way.
That's a long time.
I think at first it was like, okay, well, if it's scheduled, then it doesn't feel
emergent.
Like that. Yeah. This is like a 911. Right. But then it's also like
2 weeks in the hospital.
2 weeks.
That's unheard of.
For almost anything.
Yeah. Anything with a planned surgery.
Yeah.
I don't know of a single one that would keep you in the hospital for 2 weeks unless, okay, so like we could start to, let's start to pick it apart. So if she were to have, my instant guess was to repair diastasis recti,
yes,
right?
Which a lot of ladies have.
Yes, a lot of ladies have, and it's when you're pregnant and those muscles, those abdominal muscles rip, okay? So what they're supposed to do is stretch and move and shift and all that sort of stuff, right? But some women's rip apart, especially if you're having multiples. Like most of my mom friends with multiples all have this. And so I thought, well, Kate is very thin.
Yeah.
And she had 3 pregnancies very quickly.
Yeah.
And maybe she has that. And you can live with it.
Yeah.
Which is why it would be an elective surgery. And I mean, it's technically a tummy tuck, so semantics. But like, you can live with it, but you can be in a lot of pain. Like your stomach can just be in a lot of pain because your muscles aren't where they should be and doing what they should be doing.
Yeah.
It can look a little bit odd because they're almost protruding.
Yeah, they do. They kind of stick out and there's a bit of a space.
And there's a space, right?
Yeah.
You can see like this channel and then like the muscles kind of pushing out. And what it can do is it can really cause you to have back pain because your ab muscles are so important to keeping your spine upright, right? So like you can have
Couldn't be us. We're the shrimp, but
yeah, exactly.
we're just 2 shrimp.
Yeah, that's why I'm like
in these
put your shoulders back. Ugh. Yep, there you go. Wow. And so I think that it could have been one of those things where if that is the case, when do I have this surgery? Because if like there's 2 versions of it as well. I think that there's like a full kind of reconstruction and there's a mini.
Okay.
But with the big one, and even I think with the mini, you can't stand up right for 2 weeks.
So that would make sense.
It would make sense. Now, I would still say most people who have this surgery are still outpatient.
Yeah, they're still going home the same day.
They're still going home, but they are, they're sleeping in recliners and they are needing a lot of help. They truly cannot stand upright. It's the way I believe, and I've had several friends who have had it, so I'm just going based on what they are telling me. I've never had it, so don't come for me if I'm getting any of this wrong. But like, you can't stand upright because it's trying to repair those muscles.
Yeah.
And you could stretch it back out.
Yeah, you don't want to like rip it apart
again. So, but like they get discharged. Usually you go home, you have help and everything. And obviously she could have the best in-home health care that there would be. And wouldn't you want to go recover at home?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, who wants to be in the hospital for 2 weeks? So that's where the alarm bells are kind of going off.
Exactly. So even if it's not diastasis recti, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a hysterectomy, those are now done laparoscopically and still outpatient.
I didn't know that.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Again,
that's amazing.
This is what I'm hearing from people who have just had hysterectomies. Is that they can be done laparoscopically, and even if you're going in and having a full-blown surgery for it, maybe 2 days in the hospital, but most people are saying, nope, I was discharged right away after my hysterectomy. And
so the question is, could they use the language saying, yeah, this is planned, this is scheduled, but it's because we maybe found something wrong?
They say it's not cancer. They did tell us that.
Oh, they did say that?
In a second release.
Oh, I didn't see the second one.
People were worried. And they said it is not cancer.
Oh, okay.
It is not cancer, but could it be something more like gastro?
Yeah.
Could it be?
For sure.
She's had some issues. Maybe she has colitis. Maybe she has.
I mean, I'll say this:
Crohn's.
When my small bowel erupted, which was a surprise, but it did erupt, and they had to sew the intestine back together. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks,
exactly,
to recover from that.
Which is what I was going to say.
So maybe they have discovered even just a weak spot in her, and they said, "Let's repair this before it gets bad."
Yep.
And then, you got to be laid up and you got to be monitored you don't want to become septic or whatever.
Correct. And so my thought is it's something like that now. Because after talking with lots of people who have had diastasis recti and just saying like, I understand that it's a 2-week, like, not moving kind of thing,
Yeah.
but she would, I think, want to do that at home with healthcare, home health. Then I started to think, so maybe it is more something gastro.
Yeah.
Something was found.
Yeah.
And, or potentially maybe something did happen, rupture, burst.
Could have.
And a planned surgery is one that happens 30 minutes later.
I mean, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right?
They planned mine for the next morning.
They planned my appendectomy for 3 hours later. Like, so is it semantics?
Yeah.
And did she get septic? And does she have a long road of recovery back for her?
Yeah.
And would it be something that took her out for 3 months?
Do you think they will ever tell us? Will they come once she's healed and everything's good and we know everything's great? Will they ever give us the truth?
I don't think so.
Dang.
I don't think so. They do not make a habit of it. And I don't even know. Well, they did say that King Charles came out to talk about his colon surgery that he was having.
Yes, I did see that.
He wanted to encourage people watching to go get your colon checked.
Yes.
Go have a colonoscopy.
Yes.
And make sure that you are taking good care of it because it is a killer, especially in men.
Yep.
And we need to be comfortable talking about it and saying it and helping people.
Yes.
Know the warning signs and things like that. So I think typically they would not have really said that.
Yeah.
But King Charles said, I want to make sure that I'm getting this point across. And I think that was really great for him to do.
It's so great.
And that's what makes me think Kate's isn't something that maybe people could even know, screen for, check for. And so
because otherwise she would, I would think,
potentially maybe have said it.
Yeah.
And would have said something.
We caught something and it's because I did this XYZ thing and you all should go do it too.
Correct. Yeah. And so could they maybe do that afterwards? Yeah, of course they could. Do I think that they will? No. But there is so much speculation. So many people. I mean, I was very worried because I thought 2 weeks in a hospital is a very long time to be there. Now, maybe it's different in Europe. We've talked about those European hospitals.
That's true.
I don't know. But she has
the best
They
care.
can set up a freaking hospital in Kensington Palace.
Yeah, I mean, I can only honestly, I would love to be a fly on the wall and just like watch the level of care.
Yes.
Because I was thinking about this as a commoner.
Yeah.
And just it's terrible to be in the hospital for that long. You can't sleep. It's the constant beeping, constantly being woken up, all of that all the time. And then I thought, Kristen, this is Princess Kate we're talking about.
That's right.
She's going to have beyond exceptional care.
Impeccable. She is our future queen.
Yes.
Our future queen.
Future queen.
And Prince William went to visit her yesterday.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he went to visit her yesterday during the day and check on her and have some time with her. Then he went to pick up the kids from school and is doing all the things. And they're making sure that we know that Prince William is doing everything and that he's being very doting and I do think he's a great dad. You can see what I always say, and you've heard me say it on here on the record, is watch the way he interacts with his kids and that they interact with him on their normal things, not on their walkabouts, not in that sort of stuff, but when they are just doing the normal everyday stuff. Are his kids coming up and grabbing his hand? Are they tugging on him? Yeah. Are they hopping right up into his lap without a second thought?
Yes.
Is he, petting their head? Is he doing things that a normal father does when he is in close proximity to his children?
Yeah.
And I think that tells you what kind of dad somebody is. Not when it's like this planned, pictured, appearance, posed, and everything like that.
Because you can't get young children like that to put on a show and act.
Especially not Louis.
Not Louis. Louis
Louis.
not going to act like, okay, son, go act like you really love your dad. No, he's not. He's going to just be a little boy.
And we saw it like with the Queen's Jubilee, a lot of that sort of stuff, just seeing Louis kind of be a little rambunctious boy and a normal kind of kid.
He was a little stinker.
But he just he ran up and just jumped in King Charles's lap and sat there.
And
King Charles didn't think, and he wasn't even kind of looking at him. I believe that he was talking to somebody, and then Louis comes up and he starts to climb on his lap, and without even turning to him, he just puts him there and kind of pats his leg, and he's still and that tells me that happens in private.
Yes.
That doesn't just happen in public, let's plan to make King Charles look like No. That happens because it's a natural thing for them to do.
And that's sweet.
And William is the same way, and he does seem to very much, I'm not saying that he's the most hands-on dad, but he seems to be a really good father. But I just love that they keep like making like a lot of references to it. He went to visit Kate by himself. The two of them had quality time together.
Yes, like they are really building him up so people know he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's doing it all. He's the stay-at-home dad for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I'm sure that Harry and Meghan are watching like, shut up. No.
Okay, now, speaking of digestive issues.
Okay.
I was reminded, Ashley Beaver reminded me of this, and I want to see if you remember because I had erased it from my brain.
Okay.
The first year, we did the Bonita Pina booth at Southern Christmas Show. So the year we were across from the meat fridge.
Yep. The meat and sausage fridge.
Podcasts, you remember, the loud meat fridge.
Yeah.
That year, a woman came into Christmas Show with no shoes on. She was barefoot. And she was kind of, a child of the earth.
Okay.
She's kind of giving.
Okay.
It's long, it's drapey, it's dreads, it's the whole thing. No shoes.
Okay.
I don't know how she
I think
came
you have
to be.
have shoes.
There were none.
Okay.
And she came up to our booth, and I think we exchanged pleasantries. She looked me in the eye, and she said, "You have digestive issues."
What? I don't remember. Was I there?
I think you were.
Got nothing.
I had completely blocked this out.
No.
If Ashley Beaver had not reminded me that this happened, that this like voodoo woman came in.
And how did she know this? What did you say back?
I said, I do.
Oh.
I remember being like, how would you know that? I do. I've had extensive surgeries and all the things. And
like, I'm giving good face. The face is beat. My outfit is cute.
What is it?
Yeah, what is it?
Well, she looked into my soul and she said,
okay,
you have digestive issues, don't you?
And y'all just had a good chat about it?
I guess so. And then I think she just whirled away.
She just barefoot walked away.
To the cinnamon brooms or wherever.
Which, by the way, we need to update people.
Oh my gosh, we never told them.
Never told people this. And someone saw it in my story the other day.
Okay. Share this.
So someone else watched all of those stories and said, is that what I think it is behind you? And I was like, oh my God. Okay. Y'all know we talked about these cinnamon brooms, and we're like, who the hell buys a cinnamon broom?
Yeah, we're trying to figure what's it
for? What are the cinnamon brooms about? Why is everyone carrying a cinnamon broom through the Christmas show? And I go home. I'm sitting at my usual, on my couch with my cats watching Bravo. And I look over, and we're decorated for Christmas at this time.
Yes.
And I look over to the right of my fireplace, and leaning against the wall is a cinnamon broom.
This was after we recorded that.
After we recorded it. And I'm like, who the hell has a cinnamon broom?
You do.
I have a cinnamon broom. So I record a video. I send it to Kristen. You will not believe this.
I was shook.
I don't know if I bought it. I must have. Don't know. Where?
Did
why,
you ask Josh?
how?
Does he remember?
No. He has no clue how that cinnamon broom
Who
got there.
put this cinnamon broom there?
It had to have been me. This is what I'm saying. I don't remember anything I do. Now, I love the smell of cinnamon.
Yes, you do.
Love it. And I want my house to smell like that during the holidays. So when there's the pine cones and everything, like I love that.
Yes.
Love a candle that smells like it. Yes.
Yeah.
And so I guess I must have. It looks like something that Harris Teeter would have sold at the front.
Yes.
And I was like,
okay, maybe HT.
okay, I want my house to smell like cinnamon. So maybe I get the cinnamon broom. And if I put it close enough to the fire, then as it warms, it will emit that odor.
That fragrance.
Fragrance is better than odor. That smell into my home. And I will love that. I got nothing, though. I have no clue where I got it, why I got it. But it had to, neither of my kids bought the cinnamon broom, and Josh wouldn't buy the cinnamon broom. So
and I don't
think
think it's something you would have brought from the old place.
No.
So this is something, how long have you been in the house
No,
now?
I needed room in the pods for my empty plastic bags.
Yes, she was saving the bags in the bag.
Thank God.
So how long have you been there?
At our house for 5 years.
Okay, so we know it's been in the last
5.5. It's been in the last 5. So I bought this cinnamon broom.
I literally want to go back through your files and stories and see if we can detect when it came.
We might be able to, because I do film that area of my house a lot.
You do.
Now, the only reason why it was moved, okay, so no one's been able to see it because maybe you could have seen it, but it was kind of tucked like behind where our fireplace, where we keep our wood, our chocolate and everything. It was kind of leaning up against that for a really long time. Then we redid, Joshua wanted to do something in our cabinet, like hang stuff up and drill stuff or whatever. That's kind of to the right of our fireplace. And because believe it or not, that's where we charge all of our yard batteries.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, makes
and
sense.
a cabinet next to the fireplace.
The cabinet next to our fireplace is where we charge
I'm
all
sure
of
that's some kind of like code violation.
It's the only place that we could put them in our house, and this is where we decided to do it. So why? Because I didn't put an outlet in my coat closet like I tell everybody else to do. I didn't do it when I built my own damn house, and I'm mad about it. So I can't charge anything in a private place because I didn't put an outlet there.
That's disgusting.
That's the only storage we have in this whole house is one coat closet. So I had to put, so we made this thing. There's an outlet behind there. So we drilled a hole in this white and blue cabinet, ran it through, and now all of the batteries that Joshua uses to blow the leaves.
And he's doing that every day.
Every day. So now it's in there, but he wanted to make it all organized. So he did it. I should have done it before and after for us. But anyway, he did it. And maybe when this was all happening, I moved the broom to the other side to get it out of the way as he was kind of moving things in and out. And so when I did my stories about my Shar-Pei stomach and everything else, someone said, and I love this person so much, said, like, congrats, yay. Is that a cinnamon broom behind you?
So it's someone that listens to this podcast. They get the reference.
I said, you are operating again at a Nirvana level of podcast.
Thank you.
To call that back. To say that looks like a tiny cinnamon broom, and you don't understand why anybody else has it, and you have it in your home behind you now in a try-on.
We have got to go through old videos.
Try to figure it out.
Over the past, honestly, even just at the Christmas times, if we just look at the Decembers of days gone by, can we figure out what year it came? Or, Mary's listening to this. Yeah. She might have a clue. Maybe Mary just brought it over one day and stuck it there because she had a spare one.
Maybe. Or Dana, can you go through all of my Harris Teeter purchases? Is there a way? I have a VIC card number associated.
Scan the VIC card.
Can we scan a VIC card number? And can you tell me, is there an Excel spreadsheet that could tell me if I bought a cinnamon broom there?
That's actually a really good question.
I think so.
If they scanned the VIC, could they see everything that's been bought?
All right. So to be continued on that.
Someone
saw it. Someone saw it and commented. And I said, you are just, or I think I said, hold on, I'm going to have someone, if you're listening, but I might have to go back. I think I said, oh, did you listen to that episode? And I think that person was like, no, what are you talking about?
Oh.
And then I said, they go, which one was it? Did you talk about cinnamon brooms or something? God, I wish I had a normal brain. I wish so desperately. These are the times in my life that I just think, you're so lucky for having a normal brain.
Yeah.
That a lot of people would remember this conversation.
Yeah.
Because obviously it meant enough to me to then talk about it because the cinnamon broom.
Yeah, but you can't piece it all together in order in your brain. That's okay.
What's it like?
We all have our gifts.
To do that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, your brain isn't on 100. My intestines aren't on 100.
Okay, you're
right.
right.
Everybody has their thing.
Okay.
Before we go, and I know this has been a very intestine, stomach heavy episode, so we'll just finish it with this, which is toilet paper.
Okay. Okay.
We've got to talk about the Charmin scallop edges.
It's real nice
on the toilet paper.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Is everyone using this?
No,
not. They're not all using it.
I can tell you I'm not because I don't buy name brand toilet paper.
Well, okay. Well, where have you experienced it then?
I saw it on social media.
Okay.
And I didn't center myself.
I
didn't say, why can't I afford Sherman scallop toilet paper? I didn't say that. I just said, that's really pretty. It seems like, how have they not done this sooner to me? Because you got to perforate it in some way.
I know.
Why not perforate it in some sort of pretty little scallop? Everybody loves a scalloped edge. I love a scalloped potato.
Charmin. Name another one.
That's about it.
That's the only scalloped things.
Well, yeah.
Now we have scalloped toilet paper.
You'll have a scallop edge on a dress.
Okay. All right, I'll give you that.
Another one.
You'll have a
scallops.
Another one.
A pan-seared scallop. I love a good pan-seared, but do not give me a scallop that doesn't have a nice sear on it.
It's got to be crusty.
I want it crusty.
Agree.
Okay?
Otherwise, there's too much slime
Thank
of
you.
it. The crust and crunch is outweighing the slime.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it. And also, if you aren't getting a good sear on it, it is not getting heated all the way through. And if I get even a little bit of a cold center to a scallop,
Ew.
no.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. So there you go.
Okay, so the scalloped toilet paper.
Did you buy it?
We have it
course.
because I think we do just buy Charmin. I
Oh.
don't know.
Oh.
This wasn't intentional. All I know is that one day there was scalloped toilet paper that Matt had put out.
So he bought it
Yeah.
and put it out.
And put it out.
Wow.
He has, a distribution system in the bathroom. And so one day I pull the piece, clean break. So here's the main reason they did it. It's a clean break. So when you pull that, it's never going to tear on one side, look kind of junky, like, oh, I missed, the 2-ply, whatever. It's always, when you pull that scallop TP, it's always going to give you a clean break.
So how were they able to achieve that on a scalloped edge, but couldn't do it on a straight perforated edge?
I don't know, but I saw a rumor online that it took them 10 years to develop this. 10 years to develop the perfect scalloped toilet paper. Now, this could be all hearsay. I don't know. I haven't done the Google.
Sounds like a today years old.
I don't know. I think
10 years?
I think they said 10 years. I could see it.
I mean, doesn't it you're just changing the wave pattern, or you're just changing it, making it deeper and higher, and it took 10 years. Okay, well.
We're going to get the facts for y'all.
This is like when the government says, like, we did an extensive study and it showed that fish can see 1,000 colors. Stop. Don't spend my tax dollars like that. I'm here to say it, and I don't know if we've talked about it before, but do not spend my money to tell me fish have 1,000 colors.
Yeah,
that they can see it.
We don't need to know that.
Who needs to know it? What did it add back to the world? And still, I ask, how'd you prove it?
They can't.
The fish tell you that?
The fish said,
stop it. Oh, it has to do with the lenses and the light reflecting. And now
it doesn't matter.
Shut up. And it doesn't matter. And stop using our tax dollars on it. If I read one more stupid scientific study, I'm gonna lose my mind.
We do not care.
That's you, 100%.
I hate it. Every time they lead off with that. Oh, after an extensive government.
Another study that
that
I just read about that China needs to stop doing is they've now developed a virus that has 100% fatality rate in rats.
Why are they developing this?
Stop developing this.
Why are we developing this? So that we can learn how not to do, like, what's going on?
Stop. Because there's going to be another lab leak, just like there was with COVID. And it's just the truth.
Fauci admitted it.
Fauci admitted it. That's what happened. It leaked out accidentally. That's how COVID began. And accidentally. And
you have one job.
Is now this one going to accidentally leak out? What are we doing? Stop using the money for this.
If you've created a super virus,
Mm-hmm.
your one job is for it to not accidentally leak out.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the whole, that's it. That's the whole book. It's one sentence. If you create a virus that can kill everyone, don't leak it.
Well, it was an election year, so.
Oh my God.
But some of y'all aren't ready to hear that.
So now it's another election year. So now.
well, I mean, seriously.
We
now we have another
one.
election year. So
why are we doing this?
Another one.
So
why?
So I'm just saying, y'all, gird your loins, get your supplies ready, because anything could happen this year. As we discussed on the last pod, we're not going to be trying to dabble in all of it. But what we can say is be prepared for anything, right?
Yeah. Well, I think that goes for whatever.
Anything.
Any day of the year living in this year of our Lord, 2024.
2024. If the billionaires are building the bunkers,
They sure.
that should tell us
We
something.
see Mark Zuckerberg's recently. I saw that on the news.
Multiple
not on the
people.
news. I'm not watching the news.
No.
By news, I mean on my phone. On my phone.
On my feed.
On my feed, I did see that he has a pretty extensive bunker.
Oh, yeah. A lot of them are doing it. And contractors are coming out saying, Oh, yeah, I did one for this guy. I did one for this guy. Oh, you should see the one I did for this person.
So all these big, powerful, wealthy people who all keep meeting up in their secret societies and then determining like everything that happens in the world.
Yeah. They're
all building bunkers.
And now China has a 100% deadly virus. So take that for what it is.
I want to ram my head against a wall.
I know.
Because it's like I already feel like I see how this story ends.
Correct.
And that's frightening. And I just need whoever's working in these labs, maybe like a double lock.
Yeah.
Like a code, like an extra one, like an extra lock. And just to make sure that door closes tightly behind you.
Cover it's like in Jurassic Park, you know, he goes into that little container and
Brian Benny goes in that
when
little.
Brian Benny goes in he shuts down all the surveillance. He goes in the container. It goes, and then he pulls out the little embryos and then he closes it back. There should be a hatch for the viruses.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
Last thing, inquiring minds want to know,
okay,
when you travel, are you packing a lot of underwear? Because you don't wear underwear very much. So you don't overpack underwear.
I don't overpack anything, period.
Do you bring underwear?
I bring underwear in the event that I might, if I'm bringing short dresses, then I'm bringing underwear because I'm going to wear underwear under a short dress.
Okay.
Because as we've said, like if we're getting low, if we're dancing, if a gust of wind comes up, and again, not because I don't want people to see my tits and bits because I don't care.
You don't care.
But I don't want their eyes to have to see my tits and bits.
Sure. Or their kids.
Or their kids. Yeah. If we're around kids or something. Yeah. I certainly don't want them to have to see my vagina.
I just had a flash. Remember when we were walking back from BravoCon? And you were, I think, in the green dress, and you were like, my underwear is going to fall off.
Oh, yeah.
Here on the strip.
But some of y'all aren't ready to hear that my underwear got too big on me.
Y'all, so she had me feel just on the back, and it was like this tissue just hanging to her bum, lightly, just barely hanging on. And I thought, oh no, it's going to slip down.
It was, as we were walking, it was just shifting down my body, just slowly moving its way down. And I had to keep hiking it up. But we were trying to power walk. We were trying to get somewhere fast, and it was windy and everything. And I was just like, my underwear are now, hold on. They're like here.
Yes. Like they are halfway down her butt.
Halfway down my butt. My crack is hanging out. If the wind gust came up, people would be like, oh my God, what is wrong with her?
It's giving.
Because they were, they were size large as when I bought them. I stretched them out on my body because it was covering my butt and fupa.
Yeah.
And it's got, these underwear have a lot to hold in. They have a lot to hold in. And so as I lost the weight, I never bought new underwear. And I still haven't bought new underwear.
I was going to ask, so you have not bought, okay, y'all.
Nope.
We need a GoFundMe. This is crazy.
I know.
You've got to.
But I haven't been wearing much underwear because I haven't been wearing mini dresses since BravoCon. I don't think I've put on a dress.
It's been cold. You've just been like wearing
long dresses. I don't usually wear them. Leggings, pants, jeans. Absolutely not. I don't sleep in them because I sleep naked.
Even with jeans?
No. And I have this conversation with people a lot. And I don't know what kind of jeans y'all are wearing that like the seam is apparently touching your clitoris, but it's not touching mine when I'm wearing jeans.
Well, it takes us back to jean jamming, which we talked about maybe episode 1. I can't remember.
Jean jamming, absolutely. But you're sitting, you're using friction of another body. Like, okay, but if I'm just wearing jeans and walking.
It's not touching it?
No, I don't think it's touching yours either. Can we say clitoris?
We can say it's a part of the body. The CLIT.
I think that people are thinking like that the seam, like if these are my lips, that the seam is like inside of it. It's not. What is...
Not the visual. It's not. Oh God, YouTube. I'm so sorry. There's the vaginal lips.
It's not in there. It might be like, it's touching the front of your... Also, I also think it could be people are like, it's the fupa, Miranda. Oh. It is protecting. It is protruding.
Okay, maybe.
So this,
but even when you sit in the jeans,
even when I sit in them, I'm trying to think of this. Like, okay, And no, there's not a seam on my Spanx. I'm wearing Spanx right now. My Spanx leggings, there's not a seam. So I was trying to like feel and see, but like it's just resting on the outside. It's not going fully in me. And so it's that seam isn't getting any action, and I'm not getting any action from the seam.
So no one's getting any action.
Not from my jean seam. If your jeans are getting action from you and you are from them, then I guess congrats. I don't know. No wonder you have to wash them often.
Oh my God. So you could really just get a 5-pack of undies and call it a day.
Yeah, they've lasted me. I mean, this 5-pack that I've originally ordered that I've been wearing, they're at least 5 years old, probably.
Okay, so I think maybe today's the day that
what you're
order.
saying is I could just spend $13 more, buy 5 new ones in a size that fit me.
Yes, because it's just going to keep drooping down worse and worse. And I mean, you're thinner now than you even were at BravoCon.
Oh,
so I'm saying like,
I haven't put them on. I mean, they probably would maybe actually fall down, which is crazy to even think about saying.
Because I wish we could film that for real, but I guess we can't.
That might be a little too much. Might be a little too much. But so you're a very thin person and you wear jeans.
Yeah.
Is your jean, and you don't have a fupa.
Yeah.
Is your jean seam inside of your folds?
I don't know because I'm always wearing underwear with jeans. So I'm going to have to go home, you guys, and try on jeans.
Without underwear.
And I'll walk around and I'll sit and I'll do the different positions.
And let me know. And maybe it has to do with like, each person's individual private.
Everybody's body is different.
Those are very different. And some, swinging low, sweet chariot. And others are really sucked up in.
Yeah.
And so everybody's a little bit different. But I have no problems
with
a seam getting too deep inside of me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Deep inside of you.
I want to sing along with you. We're doing karaoke tonight, by the way.
Oh, people are going to know it. Name that tune. Yeah,
that sounds familiar.
You're getting there. Joshua's, he knows this song and he would be able to say it. Name that tune in like 2 seconds.
Okay, you guys, when you listen, write us. Tell us what the song is. We'll add it to Spotify.
Absolutely. So to be continued until you let us know the song.
To be continued.
We'll just keep singing.
Deep inside of you.